Good afternoon, guys. Today we're going to talk about the importance of human relations and leadership at the workplace. So, the organization that I worked for this summer was called Silver Spring Country Club, and it was a club that was originated in 1930. It was a high-class private country club that was restricted to members only. It was basically run from members to members, as the board of directors was members of the club. This board was hiring all the managers, coaches, lifeguards, waiters, waitresses, etc. They were also responsible for the different issues that were going on in the club and were responsible for making all the rules and the restrictions for each member that joins the club. So I was the tennis professional at the club while working with all the members and everyone that was involved with tennis. Our team consisted of a tennis director who was responsible for organizing all of the events, another tennis professional besides me, and then three secretaries that were rotating due to their shifts. As I was a tennis professional, I was on a contract that included a base salary for all the work that I did in the office. So let's say calls to clients, scheduling events, and taking people to tournaments, etc. But for my private lessons, I received separate paychecks which were made by the hour and based by an hourly wage. The thing is that this hourly wage was much higher than the base salary. So basically, the most important thing for me was getting more and more private lessons. That's usually how it works with tennis coaching. The more clients you have, the more you get paid. This is where my main topic of the discussion in this presentation comes in hand. Human relations in many cases are so important because there is a lot of competition that occurs between coaches, and if they don't have a good relationship, this affects their business and the business of the club as a whole. So whenever there's a bad relationship while competing with the other coach, clients can see that and it affects their enjoyment from the tennis lesson. Body language shows that coaches do not get along well. This puts pressure in practice and makes the tennis lessons less enjoyable for customers. This is always obvious to your clients, no matter how hard you try to fake it. This is why human relations are extremely important, and if they are handled in a bad way, they can hurt the business, and this is all connected. It is the tennis director's job to be able to manage the tennis professionals' schedules in order to give them an equal amount of lessons. Of course, in some cases, one coach is better than the other. They get more customers, and there is nothing that the tennis director can do. But whenever the relationship between the coaches is good enough, they can communicate well and send clients to each other. Uh, so, the Halter studies. The Halter studies were conducted by Dr. Elton Mayo, who was a professor of industrial management at Harvard Business School. The study took place at the Halter work plant outside of Chicago, where thousands of employees were interviewed. The study started with more of a scientific approach, but then shifted to a multidisciplinary approach.